Hello and welcome to the Hyperdrive ST-XR Challenge. This weekend we're bringing you from what was a very sunny Oulton Park. Now there's 5 classes just about to go out for race 1 of the day, so we're going to hand it straight over to Scott to run you through all the action.
Thanks, Lyndsay. An exciting new season in prospect for the 2019 Hyperdrive ST-XR Challenge. Here's the grid for race number 1 of the season. Adam Brown and Greg Spate on the front row from William Heslop and Christopher Rowlands. Then Jason Hennifer and Mark Noble ahead of Paul Green and Lee Shropshire, with Matthew Eldridge and Ryan Barron rounding out the top 10. Matthew Spencer and Darren Watson come next from Jonathan Shaw and Tony Mumford. Then Paul Bratell and Todd Rowley round out the top 16. And Lewis Barron and Ian Billington, Peter Footers and Andy Mellor complete the top 20, with Matthew Morton and John Spencer at the back of the grid. A mega 22-car effort across 5 classes. It should be a thrilling 2019 season. Race 1 at Oulton Park all set to get underway. Red lights at the top left of the screen. Brown on pole, Spate alongside him. Who's going to get the run down towards turn 1? Let's find out as the 2019 ST-XR Challenge gets underway in earnest. Good start from the front row. Brown on the left, Spate on the right, but look through the middle. Up the inside comes William Heslop in the 25. He's got the inside run on Greg Spate and goes through to second place. Spate tries to go through with him. Whoops, some contact in the midfield. That's Shropshire and Mumford coming together. Mumford bounding back onto the circuit, but he's lost his front bumper. As down towards Cascades already, Heslop going for the lead now. On the outside line into the left-hander at the bottom of the hill. Rest of the field goes pouring through. Great to see so many different classes of car here. 5 classes spanning Fiesta XR2s, Fiesta STs and Escort XR3Is. Great variety amongst the field. On board with Greg Spate, down under brakes into Ireland. Hairpin and a nudge up the back from William Heslop. Spate didn't really mean that, sorry, says Greg. Didn't mean that, Will. And again, bit of an apologetic wave there to ensure it was accidental. Over hilltop for the first time. Here they come. Look at the field, pouring their way down towards Heslop's. Brown leads from Heslop, Spate, then Mark Noble in the Class C Fiesta SI. Christopher Rowlands in the ST is in 5th position. Just behind him is Jason Hennifer. Then we've got Lee Shropshire and these two, Paul Green and Matthew Eldridge, towing their way out of Heslop's and now through the right-hander at Knickerbrook. As we said, 5 classes of car. We'll go through them in a moment. Ian Billington in there as well. 2 more of the STs in there. That's Matthew Spencer and Paul Bratell. Good to see plenty of new faces, as well as drivers moving around classes to give themselves a new challenge. But leaders exiting Druids for the first time. Mark Noble keeping close to the top 3. Rowlands and Hennifer in touch. Whoops at the back, that's Paul Green. Paul Green, the Class E graduate. He's put a limited slip diff in that Fiesta, but already hitting problems up at the top of the circuit towards the end of lap 1. So, over Deer for the first lap of the season. Adam Brown will lead it, with Heslop giving chase in 2nd place. Spate is 3rd, Noble 4th. Then it's Chris Rowlands in 5th, 6th place for Jason Hennifer, and down the outside goes William Heslop to make a move on Brown. But even though it's his 2nd year in the championship, Adam Brown is wise to it and defends well. You ride on board with Class C man, double Class C champion Mark Noble, car number 99. Slightly different colour scheme this year. He's usually been bright green, but now he's gone to bright blue instead, and doing fantastic work on this 2nd lap already, keeping with the leading XR2s. So 5 classes in this championship. The 3 cars in front, they're in Class A for the Fiesta XR2s. We've also got Class B for the Escort XR3Is. Class C is for cars like this that Mark Noble is driving, the 1800cc Fiesta SI. Then there's the new Class D class that came in last year. That's for the Mark 6 Fiesta ST150s in more Group N specification, not like you'd see in the BRSCC Fiesta Championship. And then Class E that also was introduced in 2018, and that is for the same cars as these, the Fiesta XR2s, but they run without a limited slip differential, so a little bit more cost effective, a little bit slower, but also a great entry point for some drivers into the championship. Out of Knickerbrook for the 2nd time. There's Greg Spate in 3rd place. New colour scheme, new sponsor as well, tyres on the drive. And good to see him back in the championship. He had a layoff last year, wasn't involved at all in 2018, but he's back out with a brand new car and certainly making the most of the opportunity. There he is, car number 5. No stranger to running at the front. The exit Druids for the 2nd time, and Adam Brown, as we say, it's only his 2nd season in ST-XR Challenge. He ended up 5th in class points last year. And he's the highest placed driver from last year's Class A standings to carry on, because we've got no Michael Heath, no Steve Poole, no Justin Roberts, and no Aston May. They've all moved on to other commitments. That means now it means a new generation of ST-XR frontrunners can come through. And while Greg Spate might be an experienced hand at this championship, he's battling with 2 relatively new comers to the championship in Adam Brown and William Heslop. Also still 4th place for Mark Noble. There's Christopher Rowlands. He's had a season in that Fiesta T in Class D. He was a regular in the XR scene in Classes A and B, but switched to the brand new ST last year, and he was able to buck the trend. And so far, he is the leader, having had a year's worth of racing in that car. And good to see a few more drivers in the mix. We've got Matthew Spencer moving in after he was competing in the Escort last year in Class B. We've got Paul Bratell in there as a new driver. And also we've got a few more new faces in that class with more cars in build. So it's good to see that more and more drivers are coming through into the ST-XR Challenge. It's been a very long-standing championship, been around as long as the Ford XR name has. One of the longest-standing saloon car championships, and still very well supported. It may only visit mainly northwestern venues like here at Oulton Park and Anglesey, but they will also be heading to venues such as Croft, which they visited last year, and also Mallory Park for their away day of sorts. But they have also been as far as Silverstone and Donington Park and Snetterton. They do like an away round every now and again, but you do find the championship is very well supported at venues like here at Oulton Park. It is very much a region-based championship. And there's the top three, but we've lost Mark Noble, so I'm hearing he's had a spin up at the chicane at Hislops, because there's a big gap to fourth place man Christopher Rowlands, as the leading three head their way through the right-hander at Lodge and over Deerleap for the second time. And this is on board with Greg Spate, putting his hand up for some reason. He's lost quite several car lengths to the two cars in front. Whether it's a problem or simply just missed a gear, I think he's missed a shift on the run over Deerleap onto the pit straight, because the car seems to be back up to pace now through Old Hall Corner. So Greg Spate now is going to try and make up as much time as he can. Just to quickly mention, you get 18 points for a class win, you get 14 for second, 13 for third, and then pro rata placings down to first. There's Christopher Rowlands in fourth place, nice and comfortable. Someone who isn't, of course, is in P5. This is Jason Hennifer, leading Class B quite comfortably, but he's got three very hungry XR2s behind it. One of them there is Lee Shropshire in the grade number 33. And then chasing after him are both Ian Billett, and also we've got the 99 of Mark Noble going down the outside, but Biddington moves across to take his line. Whoops, there's contact. I'm not sure Biddington expected Noble to be that far enough alongside. Noble tries to rejoin, but goes back over the grass and over the curb as Matthew Eldridge goes past, so trying to recover, found himself losing even more time and more spots. So the recovery after the spin for Mark Noble isn't quite going well. He's now coming under threat from Matthew Spencer in the red and black Fiesta ST. It's his first weekend in this car. There's Lee Shropshire. He finished towards the bottom of the table last year, had some sporadic appearances in 2018. Hopefully he'll be on board for a full campaign this year. As they head up over Clay Hill, still chasing Jason Hennifer. Of course, both of the XR2s and XR3Is run relatively the same 1600cc Ford engine. As the rest of the mid-pack go through, there was Darren Watson. He's in the ex-Justin Roberts car. You can see the familiar white and blue paint job. And there is Mark Noble. Good to see his Fiesta SI running very well indeed and keeping pace now with the Fiesta ST. So into the right-hander at Lodge. These cars are fairly cost-effective to put together because they do run to relatively similar regulations to what you'd find in Group N racing, or Group N racing at the time. It is fairly cost-effective to put one of these cars together. All you really need to do is put together the required Motorsport UK safety requirements, such as the fire extinguisher and the roll cage and everything else that comes with it. And then everyone runs a Yokohama tyre in the championship to make things fair. Just see Darren Watson going up the inside of Tony Mumford, who was looking pretty slow on the pit straight there. Here we see our Class E leader, that's Matthew Morton. Just behind him, there is Peter Footers in the white and green number 7, also in Class B, one of the Escort XR3Is. And there's Tony Mumford in the Class A car. That's the former pickup truck racer. And I'm afraid, he is ailing with a problem, unfortunately. I think that number 48 car is sounding rather sick at the moment. He was in Class E last year, but like Paul Green, has fitted a limited slip diff to that car and has been able to move up to Class A, but it hasn't been a joyful start for him in that class for Tony Mumford. The other car running slowly there was 89. That was John Spencer in the other Class C Fiesta SI. He only made an appearance at the final round here at Oulton Park last year in October, but back again, as we said, for a full season. Good to see, as we said, some drivers coming in, having tried a couple of rounds last year, and now deciding to come back to the championship and go for a full campaign, as Paul Green also on the comeback trail, making his way past both Footers and the ailing John Spencer. There is Matthew Eldridge. He ended up 6th in the standings last year, chasing after the Class C champion. Look at this, 3 different generations of Fiesta. The ST, the XR2 and the SI all scrapping amongst each other. This is brilliant saloon car racing here as Eldridge runs wide on the exit over the curb. He's now going to try and put himself alongside Billington. We ride on board back with Mark Noble. It's going to be 3 abreast along the straight. Billington in the middle. On the outside is Eldridge, and up the inside the pair of them, straight through into the right-hander at Old Hall goes Mark Noble. Thank you very much, boys. 2 for the price of 1 for that move. Leaders over Hilltop once again back towards the front, and now you can see Greg Spate is all over the rear bumper of Adam Brown. He looks to the outside to take the racing line into Hislops. He's forced Brown to take a defensive tighter line. Look at them both lifting an inside wheel through Hislops and into Knickerbrook. And watch for William Heslop in the white and red car number 25. He's not too far away either. Climbing the crest under the hill, under the bridge through Grey Hill, and up down the outside goes Greg Spate looking for the outside line. They side by side with Brown. They make contact on the run towards the right-hander at Druids. And just holding on. And because he had to back out of that move, look at Greg Spate now. He's under threat from William Heslop. They're coming up to the slowing Tony Mumford. The white flag's flying furiously. That's to signify there's a slow car on the circuit. And as the 3 of them tear past the 48, looks as though Mumford is heading straight for the pits, I'm afraid. Not the way he wanted to start his 2019 season. Back on board with Spate. He's got 2 tasks now. One, to keep an eye on Adam Brown in front, but also to watch out for William Heslop behind. Just watch for the mirror behind him at the top of the shot, because William Heslop will be lurking. Great to see a proper in-car view here as we charge down the hill. And the road just falls away as you turn in through the left-hand at Cascades. Hug the inside all over the curbs. And now, past Lakeside, the big body of water on the left. Now you make the charge down towards the tricky 180-degree hairpin at Island. Under brakes, turn your way through. Brown in front, look in the mirrors. Where's Heslop? There he is, look like a lurking shark in the background. Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, William Heslop is there to try and take advantage if there's any form of a slip-up at all between the 2 cars in front. Back under brakes, so good under brakes is Greg Spate as he goes down a couple of gears, in through Hislops, takes the slightly wider racing line to get the momentum off the corner. You look back to our battle for 4th. Christopher Rowlands is being slowly reeled in by Jason Hennifer. Then it's Lee Shropshire, followed by Matthew Spencer in the 2nd of the STs. And now we're seeing the battle between Matthew Eldridge and our 3rd place Class D car. That's Paul Brattel making his debut in the championship. Good to see another new name in the ST-XR Challenge field. And a very resplendent looking black Fiesta ST in there too. Really nicely prepared car, that, number 892. He's chasing after Matthew Eldridge as they go up under Clay Hill, under the bridge at Clay Hill. And Eldridge now just having the measure, but it's good to see these cars are so evenly matched that one of the older XR2s can keep pace with these slightly more contemporary STs. Relatively similar in terms of pound to weight ratio. And it does show that even though it might be an older car, if you know how to set it up and pedal it, you can certainly get the better of some of the newer machinery that's in the field, as Eldridge is certainly proving. Go out of Lodge and hug the inside line over Dearly. Was back with the leaders. Up the inside line for 2nd place goes William Heslop. There's Adam Brown, but he's to be looking in his mirrors, smiling to himself because the 2 cars behind are going into combat down Lakeside. We're on board with Spate. We've got Heslop to our left. He's looking across to see where he is. There he is, down towards Island Bend. The 2 of them hit the brakes. There's almost contact. But Spate has the line. He's got the place so far. But Heslop will be back for more if he gets another opportunity. Oh, bit of a hesitation on the shift there from Greg Spate, but he is closing in. In fact, he's pulled a couple of car lengths on Heslop as he fended him off at the hairpin. And once again, up towards the chicane at Hislops. Look how much he closes under braking. So much better under brakes. As again, the 2 of them lift the wheel in tandem. He looks down the outside line at Knickerbrook, but he got forced onto the grass and just put a wheel over the white line. So Greg Spate, you have to give him full effort for trying. He wants this victory. He wants to start the season with a full 18 points. Plus, he also wants to get the fastest lap point, which would be 1 point as well. And also, that for new for this year, the top 3 overall in the qualifying session will get points. 3 points for pole, 2 points for 2nd, and 1 point for 3rd place. So Adam Brown has 3 points. You got Spate in 2nd place with 2. Heslop with just the 1. Back into Lodge corner again. Spate was weaving this way and that, and it may have put him off because Brown goes wide on the exit of the final corner. They're going to come across the line. This will be the start of the final lap here at Oulton Park on the Island circuit. What a climax to race one we could have here as Spate goes to the outside line. He's got his nose in front. Can he stay there into Old Hall? The answer might be no. They're side by side on the exit. Spate runs wide over the curb. He's all over the grass. Here comes Heslop up the inside. Spate up in the air as he bounds back onto the circuit. Heslop up the inside. There's more contact. Heslop blocks the inside front as he just gets out of it and almost avoids what could have been a very nasty accident. Drama on the last lap of the race here in the Hyperdrive ST-XR Challenge. This is exactly how we wanted to start the season, with a fantastic 3-race scrap for the overall and Class A lead. Out of the Island hairpin, still Adam Brown leads. He hasn't won a race so far, but he could be on course to take his first overall race victory in the championship, but not if Greg Spate has anything to say about that. William Heslop there, the white and red number 25. He's still there lurking in third place. He can take advantage of any of these two hit strife. Once again, through Hislop's, again they lift the inside rear wheel. Now through Knickerbrook, there's half a lap in it now, and Greg Spate is right back underneath Adam Brown's boot lid as they climb Clay Hill under the bridge. He's got 2 more chances now at Druids and then at Lodge Corner. He's looking to the outside line again. He did this a few laps ago. There was almost contact. This time they give themselves a bit more room, turning into the right-hander, and still Greg Spate cannot get past Adam Brown. Out of Druids, there's 1 more chance to go as they go underneath the bridge, and there's a yellow flag present, so they can't pass into Lodge. That could be Greg Spate's opportunity gone. Under brakes into the right-hander. The cart's off is Matthew Morton in Class E, but through Lodge for the final time. Adam Brown may have it, but Greg Spate will really give it all he's got towards the line. He's in the slipstream, pulls out to the right-hand side. It's going to be a drag race side by side to the checkered flag. They hit the line together, and Adam Brown just takes it on the line, but by the narrowest of margins. 1/1000th of a second. What a fantastic finish that was to the opening race of the season at Oulton Park. Heslop gets 3rd, 4th place and Class D victory for Christopher Rowlands. 5th for Jason Hennifer, he wins Class B. 6th for Spencer, 7th for Shropshire. The rest of the field comes pouring through. Wow, what a fantastic start to the season that was. And there is your first time race winner in the championship. It is Adam Brown by 1/1000th of a second from Greg Spate in 2nd. Heslop gets 3rd. Rowlands and Hennifer win their classes in 4th and 5th. From Spencer, Shropshire, Bratell, Eldridge and Mark Noble winning Class C back in 10th. Then Green, Watson, Footers, Shaw and Andy Mellor inherits Class E victory from the 15 cars that finished. A glorious opening round of the championship. And here's Lyndsay with the race winner.
Adam, I hear it was your first ever win.
Yeah, it's my first ever overall win. It's a 2nd season in the car now. It's the first time we managed to come home first.
You must be overjoyed of it.
Yeah, it was brilliant. I mean, the amount of development we've done over the past year is amazing. We've improved our lap times by about 10 seconds, and now we're finally at the front.
Well, congratulations. Right, ready for race 2?
Yeah, we'll see if we can do it again.